President Obama referencing the Veteran Affairs scandal in his remarks at Arlington National Cemetery yesterday, vowing to ensure that our men and women in uniform receive better care when they come home. Interestingly, the president did not recognize VA Secretary Eric Shinseki in his speech, even though he did in his Memorial Day remarks just last year. Calls to move Veteran Affairs health care to the hands of private hospitals are now gaining steam after House Speaker John Boehner said he supported the idea this weekend. The VA has yet to confirm 3 of its officials will attend a hearing in front of the House Veterans Affairs Committee tomorrow night, with my guests threatening a subpoena if officials do not show up. Joining me now, Chairman of the House Veterans Affairs Committee, Congressman Jeff Miller. Congressman, thanks for taking out the time. I got to tell you, in a nation that it feels like there's a new scandal every week, this VA scandal is quickly moving to the top of the list. What do you hope to achieve tomorrow?
Well, first of all, Charles, this thing cuts both ways. It's both Democrat and Republican. All Americans are outraged with what they have seen happen in the Department of Veterans Affairs. Tomorrow night, and we just got confirmation about 35 minutes ago that the 3 witnesses that we had invited are in fact going to attend. They tried to get several of them excused, but I wouldn't do that. We're going to listen to why a list that we think was the secret list in Phoenix was destroyed. Dr. Lynch actually briefed our staff on a potential solution to what VA was saying, and that they say it's not a secret list, but it is, that 40 veterans died on while they were waiting for care. So tomorrow night we're going to ask him, why was the list destroyed, who authorized the destruction, and what was on the list.
When you get the answers to those questions, what will be the next move?
Well, first of all, we've got to find out if there's any criminal activity involved, and I think that's the thing that most people want to get to the bottom of, besides providing the health care that the veterans themselves have earned by their service to this country. The other person that we've invited to speak is the Undersecretary for Legislative Affairs, Joan Mooney. We have received no cooperation from the Department of Veterans Affairs as we try to do our oversight responsibility. We've held in the House some 70 hearings, of which 42 of them were oversight hearings, many of them focusing on health care and health care delivery. I have thousands and thousands of questions that remain unanswered from the Department of Veterans Affairs as to what's going on over there.
Yeah, I got to tell you that, well, we've seen this replayed over and over again with these sort of subpoenas going out, questions coming back unanswered. Here's another something that really is extraordinarily mystifying. The budget for the VA hospital in 2006 was $73 billion. This year it's $154 billion, effectively up more than 100%. And yet the wait times in 2008 was 110 days, and now it's 360 days. Can you get someone to explain how the heck that happens?
Well, probably the wait times that you may be talking about in particular are the disability claims and the processing of claims, which the president is holding up as a great achievement. They say that they have taken the claims that are backlogged down by 50%. I don't trust those numbers. It's not true. The backlog has not decreased by that much, but they're saying that's one of the successes that's happened out there. The problem is this administration has done 2 things, only 2 things in reference to the issue that's out there. Number 1, they've asked for the resignation of somebody that was already going to retire, and number 2, they have said we're going to do something that they already should have been doing, and that is allowing veterans to go out into the private sector and get their care if VA can in fact not provide it.
So we've seen these scandals play out. We've seen the same script, and they take a long time. In fact, very few have actually been resolved over the last several years. Would that be a viable alternative for the veterans who need help right now if we can't get the VA straightened up, maybe to seek some sort of private help?
Charles, that's what I said the president should have done when he came out 3 weeks after this story broke, a story that we had been working on for a number of months in our committee. And mind you, our committee only has 4 people, 3 of them full-time and 1 of them part-time. The Department of Veterans Affairs has 500 attorneys that work there. And so to say that they should already be doing what they have just said, hey, look, a great revelation, we're going to provide health care to veterans in the private sector. They should have been doing that for months.
Sir, I have to tell you, we started this off and you say this is something that cuts both ways. I think every single American, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, what your political ideology is, think that this thing is a shame. It's a terrible shame, and we hope you make major inroads tomorrow. I appreciate you taking the time tonight. Congressman Jeff Miller,
Thank
we
you, Charles.
appreciate it. Thanks a lot.